Manifestations. Man up. Manifestations. Man up. Manifestations.
A place where we inform, build, and inspire.
Manifestations. Man up. Manifestations. Man up. Manifestations. Man up.
A place where we inform.
Manifestations.
A place where we inform, build, and inspire.
You gotta eat what you kill. You gotta go out there. You gotta hunt for your meals.
We all have that ability to connect with people, to be that motivational person in somebody's life.
You gotta let people know there's certain lines you don't cross, and that there's gonna be consequences if you do.
Man up.
If you are an adult and you are in a relationship, that person's emotions are not your responsibility.
Man up. Manifestations. Man up. Manifestations. Man up. Manifestations.
A place where we inform, build, and inspire.
The devil, during slavery, destroyed the masculinity or manhood of the so-called Negro. No man. No man. Right now you got to be trained all over again to be a man.
When someone is obligated to do something, it is binding upon them to do it. And failure to do it causes reaction.
Man up.
Position make you rich. I don't have that type of richness. My richness is life forever.
If that people knew that glorious path, if that people knew that glorious path, if that people knew that glorious path, then they would be more inclined to respect themselves.
I'm not saying I'm going to rule the world or I'm going to change the world, but I guarantee that I will spark the brain that will change the world. And that's our job, is to spark somebody else watching us.
A place where we inform, build, and inspire.
Manifestations. Man up. Manifestations. Man up. Manifestations. Man up.
A place where we inform.
Manifestations.
A place where we inform, build, and inspire.
You want to tell me about yourself? Go get your friends. I'll tell you who you are based on who your friends are.
Don't just live and die. That's an ugly existence. Make your life matter. Make your life count. Live a life where people can actually mourn you for the things you left behind, not just because you were around and existed.
We need strong black nuclear family.
Yes. Yes.
That's what it is. Mother, father, son, daughter, all in the same house with a focus on the family unit as a whole.
We had Tulsa, Atlanta, New Jersey, Detroit. We had Rosewood. We had Black Wall Streets all over.
The Republicans aren't for us, but the Democrats aren't for us either. And we should have no alliance to any political party. We only have alliance to what is in our own best interest.
A place where we inform, build, and inspire.
Manifestations. Man up. Manifestations. Man up. Manifestations. Man up.
A place where we inform.
Manifestations.
A place where we inform, build, and inspire.
At the end of the day, as men in the community, we must stand together and be counted, because people look to us for guidance, leadership, and protection. And if we are not about that business, we are not on our job. Here we have grown-ass man conversations in the spirit of that purpose. Anthony Malcolm, Bobby Drake, Major Gage. We are. This is Manifestations 2020.
Manifestations. Man up. Manifestations.
A place where we inform, build, and inspire.
All right. Welcome to another week of Manifestations 2020.
Yeah.
Like we always do at this time.
Yeah. So you already know, it's if you guys didn't already see the flyers and you guys just hopping in because we have our loyal watchers and listeners. The topic tonight is the advantages, the importance and the advantages of leveling up as a man. I think this is always a very important topic because, as you guys can see in society, we're losing a lot of manhood. Some of it is through propaganda, and some of it is that we're just not doing what we need to do to man up as men. And I think we need to start putting back our masculinity and our powers back into not only ourselves, but also have that effect into the community. There's a lot of weak brothers out here and that's what's increasing the beta activity and also the simpish activity. And women out here, y'all got to understand, when you guys cater to the beta males and you cater to the simps, it really does more harm than good to you. A lot of times you guys look at it from the beneficial side of it, but then complain about it on the back end because the betas and the simps aren't going to be doing the manhood stuff, the masculine stuff to protect you, to provide for you. Betas don't do that. Betas are running around saying you got to do this, you got to pay that, splitting everything down by increments instead of finding a man who says, I love you so much, I'm going to do everything in my power to make sure that this house runs in a stable functionality and way. Even if a man doesn't have all the money to pay the bills, it's the effort, it's the way he exercises, the way he executes, the things he puts in plans to, even if he put in plans to try to get more financial money in order for him to provide for his family on that level. There's a lot of things that build the characteristics of a man that exudes just a plain base of financial or transactional occurrence between a man and a woman. So tonight we're going to show you some things that men can elevate on, and things that men just don't need to do. Those type of things would deteriorate you as a man and will leave you in the beta, simp, and even unproductive male category that a lot of women will overlook you. So a lot of times you could be a nice guy, but you might be a nice guy with a bunch of bad qualities with you, and you want a woman to choose you based on you being nice, and that's not how the world goes. So we want you to have good characteristics, but we also want you to have a solid base, solid foundation of masculinity, so that way you can be a force not only in society, but a force around your circle of friends, family, and even attracting the mate that you want. So with that being said, I definitely want to go off and show everybody the Manversations Family 2020 family page on Facebook. So if you guys want to take a time out, if you're on Facebook, go ahead and join the group. Run the numbers up, tell friends, tell the friends. When you get in the group, man, share anything that you want to share. We will share it on the Manversations platform right here. If you have any questions, you can inbox, you can leave it as an anonymous question in the group, and we'll take it and elevate it up to the platform and get the answers that you guys seek. So I just wanted to share that with you. Fellas, anything you wanted to add on before we go into the next thing I wanted to show?
Man, let's get it. You know what I'm saying? I don't really have nothing, extracurricular to throw in the mix, other than, hey, man, I'm ready. Like, this whole week has been very stressful, really hard on me. And, I'm ready to let loose some steam. So I may be in rare form tonight. I apologize in advance, to quote the great Negro poet Trick Daddy. Fuck whoever I offended in advance.
All right. With that being said, we did want to pop off. I did want to pop off and show you guys this. So as you know, Major did a wonderful piece. You guys, there is the Manversations. I think it's not really a short, right? It's more of like a 17-minute video.
Yes.
Where he breaks where Major breaks down, the symbolisms inside the video. As you guys know, the Kendrick Lamar Ain't Like Us video just dropped. And it's already, I don't even know what the numbers, but I know it was within I think it was within not even 3 hours. I think it was 30 minutes at 9 million views or something like that. I can't remember.
Not quite. within the first 30 minutes, it had 500,000 views.
Oh, it
Within
had
the
half a
first,
million.
within the
So it
first
was
20,
like 3 hours.
yeah.
Okay, around that.
Within 3 hours, it had like almost 10 million views.
Okay,
And
gotcha.
within 24 hours, it had 20 million. Now it has over 30 million. So that thing is going crazy, bro.
Definitely. So I just wanted to highlight that. Also wanted to show you, yes, and you know, this is a part where he was talking about A minor, and then he did the hopscotch. You know, Major broke that down with the minor related to the hopscotch. Also, people didn't really notice, but the caveat to this is what is the next number after 10? You see what I'm saying? So it's so many things in there. I just want you guys to go out there. I just want you guys to go out there and check on the wonderful video we have on our platform done by Major, did an excellent breakdown, and let us know the feedback. You know what I'm saying? We'll talk about it. If you guys have any feedback, just leave anything and we'll definitely speak on it. All right. Also, you guys got to remember Kendrick Lamar became the first rapper to win the Pulitzer Prize on April 16, 2018. Board Awards gave him the prize for music to rapper Kendrick Lamar for his 2017 album, Damn. It was the first time the award had gone to a musical work outside the genres of classical music and jazz, a watershed moment for the Pulitzers and Lamar, and a sign of the American culture elite's recognition of hip hop as a legitimate artistic medium, which I thought was super dope. So when people are out here talking about Kendrick isn't legit, Kendrick's been legit and legitimized. I think, if I'm not mistaken, I also put on my post that Kendrick Lamar won 17 Grammys versus Drake's 5.
Yes.
So, you know, please don't mention Kendrick as just this guy who's garnishing fame off of Drake. He been that dude. So let's cut that BS out. All right?
Right.
All right. What I want to get into is real quick, just want to give you guys a pre-list of 12 things that men need to do. All right. So let's get off into it. 12 things that I think men should do, which is knowledge highway, right? A man should be able to read books, offer a vast reservoir of knowledge of virtual any topic imaginable, divine deep into the history, science, philosophy, and explore new hobbies and interests. Second, enhance vocabulary. Regular reading exposes you to the wider range of vocabulary, improving your communication skills and comprehension. All right. Third, memory boost. Studies suggest that reading can help sharpen your memory and cognitive functions, keeping your mind active and engaged. Very important. I know a lot of people lose memory. Sometimes I'll be off on my limbs on the memory a little bit, but you have to go and train your brain because it's, you know, your brain is a muscle, so you have to train. All right. So stress reduction, curling up with a good book can be a form of mental escape, offering a temporary reprieve of daily anxieties and a chance to unwind. All right. Fifth, improve focus and concentration in today's fast-paced world filled with distractions, reading strengths, and your ability to focus and concentrate on the extended periods. Also, I found out from my peoples there's a word that was given to me called phubbing, which is P-H-U-B-B-I-N-G. That's P-H-U-B-B-I-N-G. And what phubbing is actually distracting you, right? It's basically a person that's always in their phone, even when they are supposed to be in an intimate moment or a more setting dealing with mates or friends or whatever the case may be, when you're supposed to have your attention with them, but you're too busy in your phone, ignoring them. You could also be on your phone and ignoring a person as well. So I know we get trapped up in the social media era and a lot of things like that. We can lose ourselves. But phubbing is something serious because I know a lot of men have also complained about going on dates with women and they're always in their phone. And subconsciously, you could be phubbing and don't even know it. I know that I had a little phubbing incident where I was called out on it and I had to do things to improve in that area. So, you know, when you get, it's all about solutions and trying to improve yourself. So that's a big thing that I just wanted to, it's called fubbing. You guys can look it up. Also, empathy and perspective. Stepping into the shoes of fictional characters allows you to develop empathy and gain a deeper understanding of different perspectives. I think that is very powerful to have the different perspectives, so that way you can understand viewpoints. Also, when you are in, it helps you to have that when you are in a relationship with a woman. This is also part of the emotional intelligence, because when you are a man that is kind of demanding on your woman and you really don't want your woman to speak, you're like, go cook, do this, and let me, handle everything, and let me be the one to find out all the information and suggest things and things like that. When you are one-sided like that, you actually are hurting yourself as a man, because you're not taking in a perspective that your woman is there. That's what makes your queen so powerful. Remember, the queen operates on the board way different than the man. Her sole job is to protect the man. By protecting him, she also is able to move all various areas of the board to check out the scenery to make sure that your covenant and everything is intact and that you are safeguarded from harm. So in real life, your woman, and I went back to that whole thing where we're in an airplane and your wife is your co-pilot, right? So the man is a pilot. He's taking you to the destination. She's out there making sure the weather's okay, the land's all right, the control panels are good, the fuel tank is okay. She's monitoring everything else that you can't monitor, so you could just focus on flying the plane. So it's very important to have that woman on your side to take in the perspectives that she have and have empathy and understand the perspective she's using. And together, you guys could be a powerful force. So I just wanted to elaborate on that.
Well
Appreciate it. Enhanced creativity. Reading exposes you to the new ideas and thought processes, potentially sparking your own creativity and problem-solving skills. Very dope. Even with us speaking on here, you have 3 different intelligent brothers that's giving you different things from different aspects, and just some things that we say has garnished out there to inspire a lot of people. We talked about this all the time when Major talks about, getting married and pulling the trigger, quote unquote. A lot of guys take his word, got creative with it, and got inspired by it because he's married himself and went out there and proposed to their lovely wife. You know what I'm saying? So there's things in your, surround yourself with a lot of great things around you so you could be creative, and also helps you in your own life as well. Stronger writing skills. Immerse yourself into a well-written prose can improve your writing style, sentence structure, and overall communication and clarity. That's also good for guys that you guys going on job hunting. So when you're going job hunting, making sure that you guys are having the communication skills to write down exactly what is need to be communicated on that paper. And a lot of times, a lot of us don't have that great writing skills and vocab. And when these people see it, they automatically balling your thing up in the trash and throwing it in the garbage, your resume or whatever the case may be. So, or your application, if it's handwritten. So go ahead and make sure that you guys are improving on that on the daily. You don't need to be in certain situations to do that. You can always go on Google and find different exercise sheets that'll help you to enhance what you need. Improve sleep quality, swap screen for a book, bed before bed. Calming nature of reading can help you relax and unwind and promote and better sleep quality. So that is a great thing to do, because it's something that calms your nerves and allows you to have a better, healthier ability when you wake up in the morning. Your brain is fresh, ready to start your day off, because it has so many food and knowledge from the day before. So definitely wanted to show that. It cut off on the 9, and I'm not sure if I have the other 12, but if I have the other 12, then I have to pop it back up. I didn't even realize it cut off on the 12. Let me see if I can pull it up real quick.
Good 9.
You good with 9?
That was a good 9. That was a good 9. You know what I'm saying?
All right. So yeah, we'll do it at 9. We'll definitely chop that up on another week. But I definitely wanted to show you guys that part of it as men. That is part of your elevation. That is part of something that you guys need to do. And just practice that. You know, you guys could always go back, look at the program, and enhance yourself with that. Simone Biles. All right. So our sister Simone Biles is in she's in the news this week. And it's not because of her. It's Simone Biles' husband was granted permission by the Bears to go by her side for the Paris Olympics. And I thought that was super dope. And it's something that I think men need to do more of, which is, you know, you have your wife there. We always looking for a wife or companion to support us in everything that we do. But it's very important for a husband, a boyfriend, to be there for his girlfriend or wife. You know, they want support as well. They want to know that you are behind them, whatever accomplishments that they're going. She's building a legacy. You guys are married. This legacy is both of y'all. So she needs the encouragement as well. And I thought that was super dope for him to ask the Bears to actually grant him the opportunity to go over there and support his woman. A lot of y'all crap on this couple. Y'all been crapping on this couple from day one. And let me tell you something. This couple is really exuding a lot of healthy excellency that I don't think you guys realize. I know you guys like the Sierra and Russell, but I actually like this couple better because she conducts herself like a complete wife, the way she, you know, at all with him. And he is a phenomenal husband, the way he endures her, he protects her. You know, when people bash her on social media, he's the one that goes out there and he's defending her. You know what I'm saying? And I thought that was pretty dope. And they exude a great example of how cohesive a great couple can work together and project greatness out there in the world for other people to be inspired to things like that and have a relationship goal like that and create better quality of couples out there. So shout out to Simone Biles for that. And with that being said, I want to stick to Simone Biles because this was powerful, right? And this is basically a prime example of why we talk about why sisterhood is so important. And shout out to Mila Renee. She's in the room. Definitely want to give her praise. So this is right on time. This is right on time with Mila, right? So shout out to Sister Mila Renee. You guys can follow her on all her platforms. She has a YouTube. Great knowledge, great sister, phenomenal woman that found her husband, her life partner. Man, they are like two peas in a pod, man. I love the way they exude themselves. So when we look at celebrities like a Simone Biles and a Jonathan Owens, we have a Mila and Amon right here that exudes the same type of energy and healthy relationship that we get to see personally on that level on our Facebook through their videos and everything like that. And that's awesome to see. And it's very infectious to everybody else that's watching it. So shout out to Mila Renee. But one of the things that I love about Mila Renee is that she's always been talking about sisterhood. She's always been talking about the importance of having healthy sisterhood. And that has vanished from us for a while. We really don't have too many women out there that display that type of affection of sisterhood with each other. But I thought this was powerful, right? So as Jordan Childs was ready to quit gymnastics, she had been passed over for big assignments year after year due to the lack of consistency. The environment was toxic and many in the gymnastics community had written her off. But Simone said, "I see you, Queen." In 2019, Simone invited Jordan to relocate from Washington to Texas to join the gym she owns, a safe space with a positive environment. When Jordan arrived, the first thing they would work on was not building her skills, but instead building her confidence. I told you guys about that, how important it is building confidence. Right here on our show, this is why we do Manversations 2020, because we're here to build a lot of men's confidence. It is good for brotherhood. and it's good for sisterhood. This is the type of stuff that we do. And when you do that, it eliminates a lot of suicide rates amongst the sisters and the brothers.
Yeah.
All right. So when Jordan arrived, she worked on her confidence. 2 years later, Simone and Jordan had headed to the Olympics together. This is what mean by lift as you climb. Trophies are nice, but the biggest flex is winning together, creating an environment where others strive too. Understatement. All right.
Damn.
So shout out to Simone Biles for doing something so incredible and taking leadership and understanding when your sister is weak or feels a little crippled mentally, to boost her back up, and they go together to go to the Olympics and win some medals. That is phenomenal, man.
That is phenomenal. Shout out to that sister.
Shout out to that sister. So
That's
we
it
have
right there.
yeah, definitely. You know, we have a lot of people out here that don't understand how important that is, and it's very important that we get back to the roots of that. So I definitely want to shout that out. All right. And as men, we are accountability partners for other men. And with our show tonight, we wanted to show you guys that, you know, you got to hold other men accountable. And sometimes when we talk, you know, it's harsh truth. It sounds like we might be downing on you, but it's not that. We want to make you better. You know, whether you're a brother or a sister, when we come out here and we talk about accountability, because there's no gender bias behind it. It's just about making our society and making yourself better as well. Because if you make yourself better, we're definitely going to make society better. All right. So with that being said, we want to say, Mila says, marriage is truth and it is important. And I appreciate all the work you brothers are doing to make sure that we all are accountable. Yes. Amen, sister. Thank you for what you and your husband do. Because I saw you guys out there training and shooting, had women out there shooting AR-15s, knocking down bell whistles. All you heard was bing, 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 bing.
Yeah.
Like a casino machine. All right?
Beautiful playing.
So they get down with the training. We out here, we talk about it verbally, but they be out in the field making sure that our brothers and sisters are out there getting trained just in case they can protect themselves in any situation. All right. All right. So with that being said, we want to definitely hold our brothers accountable. And one of our great brothers that was great at holding men accountable, that a lot of sisters didn't even know he was holding men accountable. They only saw when he held women accountable. But for 3 years, he's been holding men accountable before he even started holding women accountable. But I thought this was a very iconic video because this right here, it basically implements why it's important for men to hold other men accountable. Because if I hold you accountable, you're going to excel. Because I can tell you the truth as like your brother, your uncle, your father. I can tell you that raw truth from a man to a man, and it's felt more than if you're taking it from a woman who you think is undermining you or belittling you. So just watch this video and you'll understand what I'm talking about, all right?
You're not the dominant alpha male or the super select guy. The only way you're going to end up becoming pre-select is by approaching women.
So women can tell I'm not getting no play?
Anybody, all 462 people in the chat room can tell you ain't getting no play. That's the energy you're getting. Because you're a guy that said you don't think you should have to approach women. They should give you choosing signals. Where would you rank yourself on a scale from 1 to 10? How tall are you?
I'm 5'10".
5'10". How much do you weigh?
I weigh about
to what?
Depending on the day, between 280 to 285.
So you're a fat fucker.
Yeah.
If you think a 5'10", almost 300-pound dude, how much money you make?
Like 400 every 2 weeks.
So you make 400 every 2 weeks. So you make 800 a month. You make less than $10,000 a year. Okay.
But how many 20-year-olds is him?
Hold on. Dude, I was a 20-year-old and I was making far more money than that. In the 80s, when minimum wage was $3.35 an hour. So I need to hear it. How long? You got a big dick?
Huh?
You have a big dick?
I mean, it's above average. I
Hey,
ain't
yo.
no Ron Jeremy.
No. I you had a big dick. I didn't say it was above
Hey,
average.
yo.
I don't know what that is, really.
Nigga, you know if you got a big dick or not. Stop the bullshit.
Hey, yo.
Every dude know whether or not he got a big dick. I know I got a big dick. You don't know?
Pause.
I mean,
Pause.
You don't have a big dick. That's the point. You don't have a big dick. You don't have a big wallet. You're a fat dude. And you got a lot of nerve thinking you should get choosing singles at 5'10" and 300 pounds, making less than $1,000 a month at 20 years old. And women should approach you. What they get, they don't even get a big dick.
Evil.
That's my guy. That's my guy. Whoa. Oh.
On behalf of the Manifestations 2020 platform, I just have to say, with all due respect and emphasis, pause. Carry on.
I think it was very important for him to ask that question because, you know, a lot of times when we as men go out here, we actually our sexual, you know, part is what we strive on. We strive heavy on that as manhood.
Indeed.
So he was like, you know, that's one thing that we try to conquer women with is our sexual manhood. So he was like, look, you're failing in your looks, you're failing in finances, you're failing in all areas of life. You know, you live with your mom.
All metrics.
You know, exactly. All metrics you're failing. And he's like, look, all right, if you're failing in all that, do you have a big dick? Like, let's be real. Is that what's keeping you at least afloat? And he's like, yo, you don't even know if you have it. That means you don't have one. So you're failing all across the board. You know what I'm saying? And that's what he was trying to say. You got to work on yourself in order for you to have the confidence to go out here and get the woman you want. You're sloppy, put together. You're not even a good resume, but you feel like women's supposed to come up to you and choose you for what? There is nothing that you have valuable on the table that will make a woman go and try to hunt you down or chase you down to have your number to get to know you. So that's when we talk about women with delusion, there's a lot of guys out here with delusion. A lot of guys out here with demands that are not allowed to even get those demands. You know what I'm saying? So men, you guys have to have a reality check. And y'all got to start going out there and fixing yourself up. Because once you fix yourself up, you're going to get the women that you really want. And one of the problems that a lot of you guys are running into is that a lot of you guys are going out here to get women with your subpar resume, that when you do level up and this woman helps you to level up, you drop her off to go get the woman you really want. Yeah. And that's not fair to the woman, because now you have damaged her because she thought you was leveling you up so that you guys could level up on a bigger level and seesaw back and forth by helping each other. But she just gave you a leg up and you kicked her down and threw her in the bucket. And now you don't haul ass to go to the woman you really wanted. That's not really fair to them. It's very disgusting. That is what we call, you know, dusty behavior. And we're not on that. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, I'll land my plane and I'll turn it over to you guys.
Woo! Shit! Yo, that one right there. I wasn't ready. I didn't see that coming. You dig? I know Kevin can be harsh, but then people would always tell me, y'all think he's harsh with the women. Y'all should have heard him talking to the men.
Correct.
Exhibit A. And unfortunately, people are so hard-headed out here. They don't get it unless you're harsh with them. Unless you smack them upside the head with it. I've tried to tell people things. Hey, you know what? Check this out, man. If you do it this way, you know, you'll have a better response. And you know, they just keep on and keep on. They keep complaining. And I had to tell them eventually, bruh, your game is whack. Your drobe is whack. You fat as hell. Like, get your ass in the gym and figure it out. Nigga, like, because you keep coming to me complaining and whining, And you're not doing any of the things that I've told you. I've been this guy to other guys. You know what I'm saying? I've been this guy to other females. Like I told, hey, you need to lose some weight. That's probably the number one to people that we know. I've told sis, you need to lose some weight. You complain about the men out there, you lose some weight, you go back out, holler at the same men, they're gonna respond totally differently. I've said that, you know, a million times. People don't listen. People don't catch things. But keeping the conversation, you know, on us, you know, as men, you know, we really, really, really need to tighten our game. And that goes to a lot of things. That goes with these corny ass lines that a lot of these dudes be dropping. Lines, not only do they not work, they're woefully ineffective, but they're not needed.
Yeah.
You know, if you develop something called character, you don't need a line that you go to every time you want to talk to a woman.
Yeah.
You just check out the situation. It'll come to you freely because you have character. You can look at the situation, make an assessment, and you'll know what to say. You understand what I'm saying? But guys are too fucking lazy a lot of the time to want to develop their character to the point where they can actually go spit off the dome and be on point with the freestyle. You understand what I'm saying? They don't want to do the work. You know, so this is extremely on point. You know, he's violating some man codes with the, you know, asking questions. If you ask the question, but give a disclaimer beforehand, you know, be like, hey, you know, I'm not trying to flirt with you or nothing, bro, but
Pause.
you know,
No diddy.
Pause, no diddy. But for the sake of the women listening, and then ask your question or whatever the case may be. A little disclaimer would be good. He broke some man laws there, but whatever. But nonetheless, what he was asking was very, very important to the conversation, very important to the dialogue, because you can't just come into the fold with nothing and expect everything. That's not how this works. And it shouldn't be how it works. You know, if you are all that, you want this pie in the sky ass woman, you gotta be pie in the sky your damn self, bro. Or at least be in the sky looking for a pie. Bro, you need to work it out. You know what I'm saying? Because if you're coming into the game with nothing to offer, you're going to get the same low-level women every time. And you're going to get frustrated. You're going to be running around talking about hoes ain't shit, this, that, and the third. No, it's the women that you are able to attract, the women that you qualify for based on who you are and what you're putting out there. They ain't popping. Don't go put that on all sisters. You know what I'm saying? Or for those of you that like to squirrel on all women. You know what I'm saying? Don't go putting that on all of them, because a lot of the time it's you. And people need to be more self-aware and realize what that looks like.
Correct. Well said.
Yeah.
Drake?
You know, you just said it right there. It's an overwhelming lack of self-awareness. You know, the funny thing is I actually saw a video, an interview where Kevin was speaking with someone, and they showed they were asking some questions. It was a short clip where he's talking about how the Facebook group that he had when he was still alive, that he was actually manning, about how he would screen the people that sought access. And he mentioned that in the first few months of the group, several couples had actually formed from within the group. And he mentioned that later on, a few actually had gotten married from the group as well. And one was like, well, why does anyone talk about that? He was like, well, it's because that's not popular. That's not a buzzworthy thing to say. But, you know, folks like Kevin and others can testify to the fact that when you're telling the truth, when you speak in real talk, if it's not what people want to hear, the reality is that there's never going to be a right tone, a right verbiage, a right anything when you're saying things that people simply don't want to hear. Now, that's not licensed to just be reckless and brolic and just talk any old kind of way to people. We're not saying to jump on that extreme. But for the most part, if you got the message, deliver the message how you feel impressed to. And the people who it's for, they go pick it up. And the people who don't pick it up, that's on them. But your job is to put the message out there. Your job as a truth teller is to eliminate the excuse. All right? So you should eliminate people's ability to say, well, I never heard that, or I didn't know, or no one told me. No, that's a damn lie. Because I just told you last week, and you were whining about, you shouldn't say it. Oh, that's what you were concerned about. Not the solution to the problem that's been whooping you upside your head for the last God knows how long. That wasn't the issue. It was my tone of voice. I used the wrong inflection. I was a little too harsh. You didn't like how my vowel sounds were coming off at you. That was your issue. And so because of that, you overlooked the game that was being given, and here you are today, still with the same complaint, no better for all that whining. Right? So you got to be, you got to understand that. And another thing that he's also said that, you know, the way he spoke, and you have to keep in mind, this is an older gentleman. This isn't a young cat. This is an older man. He's been around for a while. He's seen a lot of things, and he's very aware of the time. So he's able to read the tea leaves. And he was saying the reason he spoke the way he spoke was because he was trying to convey a sense of urgency. He's not talking to people like we have, you know, infinity to get it together and to solve the problems. No, he's seeing the trends, the way things are going. He's like, look, things are going to get a whole lot worse.
Yeah.
The solution is for us to come closer together, not further apart. We need to be on the same page. So I'm trying to save your life. If your house is on fire, I'm trying to wake you up. You know, I can't go to your bed and say, wake up, wake up. Would you like a glass of water? I know, but we have to, sweetie. We have to get. No, it's get your ass up, fold the house on fire, run. We don't have time for that. It's an emergency. The time it takes me to ease you awake is the time it's going to take for the smoke damage to kick in, and now all of a sudden you can't wake up at all. So you got to be mindful. One of my favorite quotes from one of my favorite movies was The Wolf, Harvey Keitel, shout out to him, in Pulp Fiction, where the scene where, you know, they're trying to clean up the accidental homicide that happened in the car. And so they pull up, and they call the Wolf. He's a fixer for the mob, and he gives them instructions, and he tells them, all right, here's the instructions, go ahead and get to work. And earlier in the movie, John Travolta's character, Vincent Vega, was talking about how he has a problem with people talking him all kind of ways. So when this respected figure, this is partner Samuel L. Jackson's guy, he really likes him and respects him. When the Wolf walks off after giving the instructions, John Travolta says under his breath, you know, please would be nice. And Samuel Jackson's like, Jesus Christ, he didn't do that. And then Keitel's like, what do you say? He's like, say, I'm just saying please be nice. And he says, look, get it straight. I'm not here to say please. I'm here to tell you what to do. And if self-preservation is the instinct that you possess, you better do it quick. If not, I'm out. Good luck. If I'm curt with you, it's because time is a factor here. I think fast, I talk fast, and I need you guys to act fast if you want to get out of this. And then just for snark, he throws and says, so, pretty please, with sugar on top, clean the fucking car. So in other words, time is of the essence. We don't got time to waste. You got problems, and it's not just you. Do you want a solution? Do you want to fix? Or do you want a pat on the back? Because I can give you one or the other, but I can't give you both. So we have to be more mindful about what the actual priority is. Does it matter more to you that someone is speaking to you in a kind, gentle, soft, reverent tone? Or does it matter more to you that you're getting an answer to the problem that you've been dealing with?
There you go.
Yeah, exactly.
Priorities.
Gang.
Exactly. I think a lot of us are focused more on the messenger than the message. The message goes way further than the messenger in a lot of cases. You know what I'm saying? And I think he had actually, Kevin Samuels had another clip where he had addressed the man who called in talking about he feels like he's being too harsh. And he says, say that again. He says, I feel. And he said, that's where you go wrong at.
That's the problem.
Man, feel. That's feelings of women. That's emotions. And then he was like, yeah, you're right. You know what? You're absolutely right. Sometimes it takes you to be harsh and brass for people to understand it, because if he wasn't harsh and brass, that man wouldn't have called up and said what he said, and he would have never got corrected in life. But because he said that and he was on live, he was able to be corrected the right way with Kevin Samuels. So sometimes evoking that type of emotion will evoking it will also create a solution for a lot of people as well. So definitely just be out there, man. Tell the people the truth. Don't sugarcoat nothing. That's why a lot of people follow us, because we don't sugarcoat. You know what I'm saying? And I had the other day, you know, a friend of ours had came on my post, and you know, I said, you know, to another girl, because we were all interacting on the thing, and I said, yeah, you know, this woman, that's why me and her be having problems. And she was like, oh, I didn't know we had problems. And it was like, no, I don't have problems with you. my problems, and I put is equal to bumping heads. I don't have to have an issue with you, but if I'm telling you certain things and I'm like, yo, you want to do what you need to do to make yourself successful, don't tell people stuff that is not going to be in the successful realm. You don't sugarcoat things for people. Be real with them. And a lot of times people don't understand, like, I built my platform off of being real. One of the things that people say is, and you've been the same way across the board. That's why I respect you. People don't respect you when you hopscotch back and forth over the fence, when you're riding the fence. You know what I'm saying? When you're a fence rider, people don't respect that. You know what I'm saying? People want you to be solid on one side, say what you is, say what it is, what's your morals, what's your values, and don't bend from that. You know, same thing when we talk about things. We don't bend from nothing because of a person. If you could be a cute woman that come up here and say something, your ass gonna get checked. You're gonna get checked. Your looks don't mean nothing. We're trying to correct your mindset. We don't care what your looks look like. We're trying to get you on the level where you get to the point where you are able to get to the level that you need to get to in the long run. So we're not gonna here to sugarcoat you, to throw you off, so that way you don't get to where you need to get to. So that's one of the reasons why it is very important for us to do what we need to do and stand on it. Stand on it. Mean business, all right? Definitely. So definitely we are. That brings up a point, right? So I want to show people this. All right. So Sexy Red. Ticket sales have been very low and on the point of being canceled. And I think a lot of people don't understand the reason behind that is because Sexy Red is actually marketed towards a low percentage of people. Even though the machine projects her all over the place, she is only marketable to a low percentage of people. And I'm going to show you a video real quick that shows that and let you know why the reason behind that is, all right?
Number one, I have a wife and she's walking around with a skirt up to here. And then why do I want everybody to see her? What's the man? I mean, people looking and winking, they lusting for her, all kind of freaks and no good people on the streets. Why do I want my wife? She came bent over because the panties show if the wind blow. Horses show the behind. Cows and animals and mules. Human beings don't walk behind out. Savages walking around with their behinds out. And my wife's behind ain't for every man to look at. You understand? So it makes a lot of sense. So how can I protect my woman if I'm walking down the street, she's half naked, and some sadist run up and grab her? Hell, I shouldn't have put her out there. If I got merchandise I want to sell, I put them in the window for you to see. So if I want my wife, why do I want everybody to see my wife? What's private? What's mine? Everybody looking at her. Which means what's wrong with it? How can you have a wife or somebody you love? Anything God made precious, nature hides it. You cannot find diamonds easy. You have to dig and dig and dig, and then you got to work to clean them. Number one, I have a wife and she's walking around with a skirt up to here. And then what's happening?
Yeah, so, Muhammad Ali's always been spitting truth, truth to power. And one of the things that I love about it is that he never bends from his morals. He's always been about that. He's always, he shows that type of imagery everywhere he goes. His wives, I interviewed his wife back in 2014. And she's, is so deep in knowledge and the way she carries herself and everything like that. You see it in the type of man you are is the type of women you normally are going to see him with. Even myself, a lot of times when I'm talking to somebody and they say, hey, I want to see your exes. And I show them my exes and I, show them like the characteristics of my exes through texts or whatever. And they were like, yo, these seem like some real good quality women. You seem like you have a specific type of quality type women. Right. And people got to understand, as men, that's also a great thing for you guys as well. Make sure that how you talk, the way you carry yourself also projects in the type of women that you seek. Because a lot of times, a lot of guys talk a good game. And then when you see their child's mother or you see the women that they mess with, you're like, yo, you're a hypocrite. You say this, but then you're doing that. And that's why we have a lot of women out here that say, oh, men chase after women that have the BBLs and look like that. No. That's because your low energy dude is doing that. Guys that really love women and really like the enhanced qualities, the natural enhanced qualities that they already have, they don't go for those type of women. Remember, we grew up off of Nia Longs and Jasmine Guys and Holly Berries that were real petite, but they were fine. They were natural beauty. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The Vanities and Stacey Dashes. You know, these were naturally beautiful women. They didn't have the illustrious curves and the ridiculous ant bodies that they have today. That's what real men were attracted to, the naturalness, because a lot of that naturalness comes with natural femininity. A lot of this cosmetology stuff that comes now has a lot of masculinity with it, because now they're getting so much unwanted attention from low energy men. They have to now be rude to these men, and now you have a defense mechanism that has been charted through that makes you be more masculine. So now you even repelling a guy that you might want to get with, and he feels your energy and don't even want to deal with you. Everything about you is artificial. It's not natural. When we love natural stuff, that's our DNA composure of natural stuff. So yeah, I just wanted to show that. And before we get into the next thing, because part of that is I wanted Drake to break down something real quick that he had posted. So shout out to we see you, Rick. What up?
What up?
What's good?
Slick Rick the Ruler.
All right, poor Roger. Okay.
Hilarious.
So here, I wanted to bring this up, and Drake, you could take over and break this down for us. This is something that you had shared, and I thought is very important, especially with our topic for tonight. All right. So you had Atlas Cloud. I'm only doing this once, but this will never be shared. Well, anywho, the circle represents the matriarchy, women, and the square represents the patriarchy, men. If the circle expands beyond the limitations of the circle, structure will fall apart. Society, men will no longer have a foundation. If the square refuses to be innovative and be flexible with the change and expand with the circle, it causes suppression. Women say they are oppressed. The two 90 degrees on the left side of the square represents the 180 degree, the same on the right side of the 180 degrees, because men think in black and white, which equals to 360 degrees of women in their creativity. It was never supposed to be man versus women, but a dance of two independencies. This only coincides to us balancing out our masculinity and feminine principle in ourselves, men and women. The only way you can see this is if you have done the work. There, I gave the solution to the gender war. What they decide to do with it is up to them. All right. So, Drake, break this down for us.
All right. First off, shout out to my brother Atlas Cloud. Definitely somebody worth following on Facebook. My brother's out there. He's heavy in the finance space, heavy in the crypto space, but brother's very intelligent, great insights, funny guy too, but very knowledgeable cat. Somebody that's definitely worth keeping tabs on. Definitely somebody who's ahead of his time. Okay. Basically, that whole graphic that was pieced together is really a representation of harmony between men and women. We understand that men typically, not that men are only operating in the space, but men typically are more logic-driven, logic-based. As you mentioned, we're a bit more, black and white. When you think about logic, something is true or it's not true. There can be some variances, but, 1 + 1 is 2, and that's it. There's no wiggle room, whatever. That's what logic says. Women typically, although, again, they're not solely based in this, but women have strong leanings and inclinations towards emotion, feelings. And so that allows for space and wiggle room. So like you mentioned, in that regard, if you think of a dance, for example, you didn't mention dancing before. If you think of a ballroom dance where you're spinning and twirling, the freedom that's involved with that, the ability to move and range around, what have you. That's where feelings and emotions come in. Logic is a bit more rigid and in place. It's more fixed. When you're operating that emotional realm, you're able to expand and delve out a bit more, what have you. That is all well and good, but remember, we have to be about balance. You can be too logical. There are situations and times where logic isn't what's needed, not just for men or for women. Sometimes you need to have that emotional touch. You need to have that softer, gentler touch that women typically are best suited to do. If you think about raising children, in most cases, if you're just this rough and rigid disciplinarian taskmaster, you're going to break your children. Your children are going to hate you. No matter how much discipline you try to enforce or how strict you try to be, your children are going to resent that and get away from that because they can't just have one side. They also need that nurturing element. And typically that's what the mother tends to provide, and that creates that balance. On the flip side, if you only have that nurturing element and there's no structure, there's no order, there's no discipline in place, child's going to be a mess as well too. So the answer isn't either or, it's both. And it needs to be in balance and harmony. When you have the man, the woman able to operate in cohesion with one another and not as opposition with each other, they can find out what's the appropriate balance. How much emotion is too much emotion? How much is too little? How much logic is too much? How much is not enough? So when you have that structure in place, that square that he had representing masculinity, manhood, when you have that square place, you have that yard, you have those boundaries. So this is a space that you have to operate within. The woman operating in her femininity, dipping into her emotions, she is free to make complete usage of that space. Going beyond is where you're going to have problems. That's the boundaries. The logical structure comes in to provide, these are your boundaries. Outside of this, it's not safe. It's too much. These are the extremes. You want to be able to operate fully and fleshly in here. When women talk about they need to feel safe, they need to feel secure in their man, they're looking for a protector, a provider. That means they're looking to operate within your square. What is the square that you as a man are setting up for them, where they can feel safe? I don't have to worry about anything from outside this boundary coming to me. I also don't have to worry about going outside the boundaries. All right? So that's what you said. That's the solution right there. Men need to accept and embrace the mantle of manhood and masculinity and operate in that. We understand there's a war on masculinity and manhood, but we fight back. We buck back against that. We're not going to let anyone dictate to us and tell us that your manhood is offensive. Your masculinity is a problem. No, the absence of it is actually the problem. And so we gonna be here. If anything, we're going to dig in. We're going to lean in, and we're going to become better men. We're going to become stronger men. We're going to become wiser men because we need that for ourselves. Our families need that. Our neighborhoods need that. Our society needs that as a whole.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Exactly. Well said. Well said.
All that. Listen, bro, you hear this, man? Hold on.
Standing on the shoulders of giants. That brother put out the blueprint. I'm just reading the news, baby. I didn't write the newspaper. I'm just reading the news, man.
Real talk, man. I had so much going on. I was eviscerating somebody in another debate at the time, so I didn't really have a chance to get into that discussion. But now, even when I looked at the diagram, I'm like, that diagram is it.
Yeah.
That diagram is it. The diagram by itself.
Major key alert.
Key. You dig? Yeah. The man is the square that forms around the circle, which is the woman. That is amazing. Okay? And that's exactly what it is. You know what I'm saying? And more people need to start seeing it that way. Point blank period. I said in one of the first 3 episodes of this show, if we didn't both need each other, we wouldn't all be here. It's also common sense. You understand? For those of us that think, it's common sense. So for these women running around talking about what men ain't, and these dudes talking about, what women ain't, and, I don't need this and I don't need that, it's all BS. We all need each other. You understand? And we need to stand on that. We need to lean into that. Like Bobby said, because a lot of these women have the impression that the solution to the gender wars is to find a man that's trying to be a woman. Obviously, that doesn't work. You understand? It just never works because you're never going to respect him. You're just going to walk all over him and take all his shit. Shout out Sierra. You understand? But if you really want, you know, I said that out loud. Okay. Look, if you really want a man that's going to be a man's man, God damn it, you need to make yourself worthy of that man, and vice versa. If you want a woman that's going to be a woman's woman, you need to make yourself worthy of that woman, because at the end of the day, the qualities that you're looking for are those things which you cannot most readily provide yourself. You're looking for your complement. You understand what I'm saying? So, I mean, you know, that's just what it is. That's beautifully put. You know what I'm saying? I just want to get back to you real quick, Ant. You're way too goddamn humble. You interviewed Muhammad Ali's wife, bruh, and you just glazed over that shit like it was cool. Like we weren't supposed to say nothing.
Yeah,
blink and you'll miss it.
What the hell wrong with you, bruh? Like you don't toot your own horn enough, bruh. Who's interviewed Muhammad Ali's wife? I'll wait. Come on, bruh.
Yeah.
Damn.
It was a super dope interview. I wish I had, like I said, I don't deal with Buddy. He was really I don't even like talking about dude in his radio station because I actually promoted his radio station to be way more popular than what he had constructed it as. But that's when I had remember Dr. Umar. I did 2 interviews on that same radio station with Dr. Umar. That was very powerful. Okay. So I had her on there, and man, she gave out so much gems. I don't think anybody has ever pulled that type of information out of her, man. There was a lot of great things she said.
We gonna recreate it here. You dig?
Yeah,
we gonna have to do that. So that's beautiful, man. I just wanted to salute you for that. But real quick, because you know I got, you know, all 3 of us got to speak, so I got to make this quick, right?
Yes.
Sierra, Kiki, Remy Ma. This is going back to Muhammad Ali's portion of the video that you put up.
Right.
You understand? When you hear women get online and make these excuses about why Sierra, what she wore was okay, why Keke Palmer, what she wore was okay, why Remy Ma, which is just outrageous, this last outfit she wore, it was just like the stank hoe uniform. You dig? And women, when you hear women make excuses for why that's okay, that lets you know that something's very wrong up here. All my brothers listening, you understand? Pay attention to how women react to these type of posts and these type of conversations. You know, you elevate as a man, keeping in, you know, spirit of the show, keeping in the spirit of the show. You elevate as a man when you distance yourself from those type of women. You look at Papoose right now. That's all I gotta say. You know, I'm just saying, when you distance yourself from those type of women, that is another thing that seriously elevates you as a man. I got to that level a little later in life because, you know, you like playing with the hood rats or whatever the case may be. But when you start to realize, you know, that you're doing yourself a disservice by even associating with a certain type of woman, never mind dating, let alone marrying and impregnating, associating yourself with a certain type of woman is a disservice to yourself. Y'all need to understand that for what it is and leave the trash outside, as I often say, because this is a pandemic at this point. You understand what I'm saying? And, you know, the women, they'll co-sign each other. The sisterhood of failure to the rescue. Once again, they'll co-sign each other and they'll lie for each other. They know it's not right. And when they ask that stupid ass question, well, what's wrong with that? The same shit that was wrong with it when you were growing up and your mama told you to get your ass in the house and put on some clothes. Don't try to act like it's cool now because it's a goddamn celebrity. I'll let my.
You're right.
And I'm glad you said that about the women and the man bashing. There's a lot of man bashing women promoting other women to be failures. One of the women that I really despise this woman so much because she's married and she promotes a lot of fucking, right? And it's this woman named Tanya Clark. So Tanya Clark reposted another woman who said Megan is a prime example of how being with the wrong man can dim your light. And I thought that was utterly bullshit because Megan actually ended up lucking up with a man that was a preacher who really walked in a great light and was really exuding a lot of masculinity, and the way he projected himself was really on the level that she needed to be, because she was just around, just scattered, as this like scatterbrained, just shuffling around. So when she got with this pastor, I was like, yo, I was really rooting for her to get to that level. Everything was good, and then this bonehead, goes and does a show called Harlem, and then does a scene where she's looking up a man's ass. A man of God doesn't want his woman to portray anything like that or engage in anything like that. And you took the role knowing what was going on with it. And that was the straw that broke the camel's back. And the man asked for a divorce, you know what I'm saying? And the thing about it is you have to take responsibility from that. Men fumble women, women fumble men. When women fumble men, nobody holds the woman accountable. It's always you're the issue. You were the problem. You know what I'm saying? It was something you did that made her do that. You know what I'm saying? But when a man fumbles a woman, oh man, it's highlighted, it's thrown all around, it's going viral. He's beaten from the top of the mountain into the valleys of the ground. You know what I'm saying? And they keep beating them. But when it's a woman, it's every excuse in the book. And I thought it was just very sad for this woman who gets paid off of Facebook to constantly make these posts and promote bullshit to women and making money off of it. Because like a lot of women, y'all don't understand that, there's women out there that have the same hustle as a Derek Jackson, the same hustle as all these other panderers. They pander to your emotions. They tell you and feed you all this bullshit to get you going, to make you feel good about yourself, instead of correcting the issue, where sometimes you walk right into the mirror and you do a complete evaluation, and you start to see there's a lot of cracks in it, because now you're doing an honest opinion on yourself and starting to realize that, hey, I might be the problem. You know what I'm saying? And I think women like that don't do that. And I just despise those type of women out there that's selling out our women just for a cash payment and getting money, for going viral for promoting bull crap. So I just wanted to correct that part of it. Another woman that is in, these are the type of women that, they always have something negative to say about black men. And, a lot of them don't hold themselves accountable. This is another woman who doesn't hold herself accountable. And this is what happens when you don't hold yourself accountable. You got other problems on your hand that you needed to worry about, right? Mm-hmm. So Azealia Banks just got evicted out of her $1 million rental for not paying rent. So they go in to say Bank tried to sue the homeowner $50,000. She was accused the owner and their attorney of harassment and contacting her for inconvenient times. She also alleged that the owners threatened to sell the eviction story to the tabloids if she didn't pay. In her response in the courts, Bank 33 stated that she withheld rent due to a rat infestation in the house. Finally, she shared a screenshot from a payment app with no date on it. The homeowners verified the payment wasn't real, and since Banks had failed to deposit the amount she owed in the escrow account with the court, the judgment was issued against her on July 2nd. The judge issued a right of possession, which gives Azealia Banks 48 to 72 hours to evacuate the premises. You come on here, you lie so much, you do all of this, you go out here, create problems for yourself. Your whole life spirals downhill because you can't fix the person you see in front of the mirror. Instead, you're pointing fingers and finding issues with this person. One minute you want to be pro-black, the next minute you anti-black. It's like I said, that whole thing where you keep flip-flopping the fence, nobody respects you for that. You know what I'm saying? And then you get into these problems like that. Ain't nobody coming out there to bail you out. If you put up a GoFundMe, it'd probably be a $50 in there. And that's about it. Because people are tired of your shit from throughout the years. You know what I'm saying? So don't burn your bridges. Don't burn your image trying to sit here and pander to both sides when you're only crippling yourself. And while you out here doing it, like we say, the sisterhood, like I pointed out with our queen Simone Biles, that helped the other lady out. You know, those are the type of things you need to be doing out here as women. You know, helping your sister out, making sure and say, hey, queen, you know, I'm gonna uplift you. Or if you have a friend, make sure you check her and be like, hey, I'm your accountability partner. And this is what I'm gonna tell you. I had my homeboy call me today, and I was telling him like, hey, you know, I'm friends with you, and I'm friends with your ex-wife. And to be honest with you, I tell y'all both the straight, real, raw. I go in on your ass to the point where our other homeboy be like, hey, man, you're being too harsh. No, nigga, that's how you learn, because I'm going to be harsh to you. So you, like you guys said, it's a time. I need you to flip it. You know what I'm saying? We're older people. Dog, I need you to get this shit done now. You're not 20 years old. You're around my age. And the stuff you're doing, you need to flip it. Let's get it going. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And people don't understand that part. And just like I drilled him, I drilled her. And she came with something the other day, I had to drill her about it. You know what I'm saying? So you have to surround yourself with accountability partners, people that's going to tell you the truth, so you don't be out here walking around with the fuckery. And it's better for you to get checked by somebody that knows you, that loves you, versus you getting checked by a stranger that don't give two fucks about you, because that hurts twice as much. You know what I'm saying? So I'll land my plane on that. You guys had anything for that?
Thanks.
No, I said my part in the beginning, so I'm good.
Okay,
so
you guys.
It's funny that you said what you real quick. It's funny that you said that, because I actually my brother, my best friend, he actually hit me up out the blue on Friday. We were rapping for a little minute, and when he hit me up, like the first thing he said out of his mouth, because it's been a little minute since we spoke, but I had him on my mind lately, so I figured he probably picked up on that. He hit me up and he was like, "Hey man, I just want to thank you, because you really topped me off the ledge when we were younger from doing a lot of stupid shit."
Nice.
And I remember when we first met way back in college. That whole period was rough for a number of different reasons. A lot of great memories, some bad ones as well too. But one of the reasons why we became such good friends, because when we were going through our dark times, we were there for each other. And some of the things that I went through, to be honest, I don't know how I would have made through if he wasn't my right-hand man. And, you know, I definitely repaid the favor for him on that side as well too. So, you know, I remember a couple times when, you know, he hit me up, you know, in the middle of the night, you know, we had to go have a powwow. We had to, you know, just link up and just chop it up, whatever. We had to talk. We had to make some decisions. Are we going to do some certain things or not? Or do we need to do something that we might regret, or what the case may be? But we had those conversations. There are times when things had to be done. I had his back and I was there with him. The other times I'm like, hey, man, this is going too far. This ain't the move. Let's think about this. Cool down. Let's make a better decision. Let's do something else or whatever. And, you know, all these years later, he hit me about the blues like, man, you know, I'm just flashing back on my life, man. I'm like, hey, man, I'm looking where I am right now. And he's doing real solid. Amazing father. Well-respected where he's at. Big military accomplishments on his record. Dude, got a wonderful position right now. He's like, man, where I am right now, I don't know if I would be here if it wasn't for, you know, talking me off the ledge, enabling me to get to this point in the first place. And I'm like, man, you know, no problem. That's what we're here for, man. You did the same for me. That's what brotherhood is. That's what, when you have people in your camp, that's what it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to have a friend who's a real friend isn't someone that goes ahead and just hypes you up every single time.
Right.
They're always ready to push you off the ledge. No, a real friend, a real brother, a real sister, they gonna pull you by your shirt or by your neck and stop you from going over the edge. I'm not gonna let you jump into self-destruction. I'm not gonna watch you die to your death and cheer the whole way. That's right, girl. Yeah, man, talk to him. And a real friend isn't gonna jump off of there with you and you both ruin yourselves. Or real friends will be like, you must be out of your natural, but get your ass back here. What's wrong with you?
That's right.
Think. Nigga, think. Come back to yourself. That's what a real friend's supposed to do. And we see all the time. We'll see someone, maybe there's pictures of them or this video where they out here looking all any kind of way or doing crazy things on camera, whatever, on social media. And the first thing you always see, if you look at the comments, the first thing you're gonna see people saying, that person mustn't have any friends. How you let them go out like that? That's the first thing they say.
Exactly.
What kind of friend gonna let you sit there and do that or whatever? That's the first thing they say.
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
And it's true. So again, you need those people in your life, like you said, and whether they tell you in a nice, kind way or they got to get in your ass about it, they're not going to just sit there and let you be out there in error, looking all kind of ways. And if you don't have those kind of people in your circle, you need to start making some pimp decisions and just start snipping, trim the dead fat.
Correct.
And get some real ones around you.
Exactly. Well said. Well said.
Yes.
I'm going to show you guys the importance of why, what we talked about earlier between Drake and Major was talking about why we need each other. Shout out to Atlantis who brought the conversation up, and it went right on point with the video I had. And it's just to show you that we need each other, we protect each other. And this video will basically show you that. And it's kind of in the realms of what Amon and Mila does for other women as well. You know what I'm saying? So, all right, here we go.
Nobody can convince me that uncles are not like the coolest people in the world. Like, they be so chill, and y'all, my uncle do not play. So I told him, I said, yeah, I be going for walks around Stone Mountain. Back when I was, like, that little 5-mile trail or whatever in the mornings, you need to be careful out there. I'm going to make you a stick. So I'm like, okay, I ain't thinking, I ain't paying no mind. Y'all, I say like a month later, he's like stick ready. Let me show y'all. He is not playing. So like, it's a walking stick. So I guess it's like a doorknob or something. He must have, or something off a bed. He must have put it on here. It's a grip on here. Y'all, we not playing. And then, look, this is my favorite part. He was like, unscrew that bottom there. That's how you get right. I said, what's on the bottom? Y'all.
What's happening?
Well, I tell you, I'm not fucking playing. I'm finna go straight at people. What? Please don't play with me. Yeah, I got me a little walking stick. Like, I think this is just so cool. Little grip on it. Look, this right here. I guess, I don't know, maybe brass or steel. Either way, it's brain.
That's some cheap shit. Shout out to that brother.
Big ups to Big
yes. Big up to
What's up?
Listen.
Yeah.
See,
So
there you go. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No. Go ahead. No. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, there you go. We're talking about different ways of elevating as a man, and we touched on a few different ways. We just now touched on how distancing yourself from trash women is elevating yourself as a man. It's also going out of your way to protect those women that are on point. You understand what I'm saying? And those women that are close to you, those that are near and dear to you. Again, no one exists in a vacuum. You know what I'm saying? We are interdependent, and women are a class of people that need to be protected.
Yeah.
Everyone is not worthy of such protection. You understand what I'm saying? I'm gonna put it out there. But when you protect, you protect. You know what I'm saying? You go out of your way to protect those women that are worthy of it. You know what I'm saying? And that is exactly what that brother did. I had the same argument with a woman I used to date back in the days. You know what I'm saying? She used to live in the moors. And we had a conversation, blah blah blah. I was meeting her. I had just met her. I was into her. I was feeling her. You know what I'm saying? And she was a little crazy, but I was trying to help her get centered.
Yeah.
And part of that, because women talk about how they want our protection. Oh, why don't you protect the women's? Oh Lord, you don't protect black women's. Okay, well, part of being protected is learning how to listen. And I talked to her a number of times about it because I just met her, but I was concerned for her safety because, she was a really cool person. And, even if we didn't work out, I could see that she was doing something that was, whereas she was endangering herself. I could see she was doing something whereas she was endangering herself. And so, she kept jogging at night in the moors by herself, jogging at night in the moors by herself. Somebody snatched her up one night and raped her. You know what I'm saying? It's a very, it's a horrible story. It weighed on me. She was out from work for some time. We used to work together. She was out from work for some time, and then she ended up leaving. I suspect that it was due to that traumatic experience. But the point of the matter is, men, to elevate ourselves as men, we need to go, not just the women, everyone, but the women in particular, because women are a class of people that need to be protected. And, when the women are not at odds with you and when they're not fighting you, they understand that when you say certain things to them, you're looking from a perspective that most of them do not. You understand? You're looking at it from another perspective. And so it would behoove them to at least give some really thoughtful consideration to your idea. This person is looking out for me as opposed to this person is trying to control me. You understand? And it just makes for a much better interaction because that's what we're supposed to do. But we get so much pushback from women that unfortunately in many instances we're not able to properly do it. And when I really elevate it as a man is when I would say something like that to a woman and she'd brush it off and I'd just lose her number the next day. Not even in that conversation. You don't need to be bothered with people who are going to be dismissive of what you're saying if what you're saying is looking out for their best interest, whether they know it or not, or understand it or not. The point of the matter is they're just being dismissive, and you shouldn't be with someone or involve yourself with someone in any way, even on a friendship level, if you're simply going to be dismissive of what they are saying to you. Period.
Well said. Well said. All right. So I wanted to show the importance of manhood. And just like protecting our women, we also have to protect our children. And one part of, like women always try to, or certain women try to not discriminate, but try to destroy masculinity, try to weaken it. But masculinity is what's keeping the society functioning in a healthy way and not letting it be preyed upon the evil people within their society. And in this video, I'm going to show you why it's important for masculinity to always remain in society. So I want women to check this out because you need to know when you out here talk about destroying masculinity, you need to think twice about what you're talking about because masculinity not only protects you, but it also protects your children as well. All right?
Agreed.
Hey, sir. You thought you were meeting a 13-year-old boy tonight? Don't grab my phone. Why'd you gonna meet a 13-year-old? Why were you gonna meet a 13-year-old boy? This man was trying to meet a 13-year-old boy for sex. This guy was trying to meet a 13-year-old boy for sex. Who you? You said maybe.
That's not affirmative or disaffirmative.
You keep fucking pointing that finger at me, child predator, and you're gonna get your shit ringed. Now, maybe isn't a good answer to try to pick up little boys, is it? Is maybe a good answer? We got a child predator trying to take off here. Child predator going down. Child predator in Cohees trying to pick up little kids. Oh, I missed. This man's trying to pick up a little boy on the internet. Woo! He's a child predator in Cohoes, New York. You said me?
Hey, that slide. That looked like the Tootsie slide. Was that? Did I say that out loud?
That boy hit that electric slide.
Did I say that out loud? Was that
what happened this time?
The Tootsie slide? Was that Drake? Hold on.
Slide to the left. Slide to the right.
That was the Tootsie slide. That sounded like Drake. Hey, that sounded like Drake. I was just saying, like, hey. Hey.
Well, not quite, because they said it was a 13-year-old boy, not an 11-year-old girl. So it's
My bad. My bad.
Yeah.
Bro.
So the next episode of Dragon Ball Z. Then
there you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Definitely need that in our society, because a lot of times our young girls and our young boys get raped. And once they get raped, they automatically, it terrorizes them for the rest of their lives. You take away their manhood and their womanhood off rip without them having the chance to present themselves to somebody that they want to be in a sexual relationship with. You deprive them from their right to choosing who they wanted to be the first person to have that sexual engagement with.
Right.
So, you know, having these guys, you know, that protect the community, that don't take kind to child predators. We all don't take kind, because I'll kick a child predator's ass all day in and out, you know, and that's the type of dusty behavior that we don't need in our society. So we need more men to make sure that we regulate these little evil dusty dudes or dusty women that's in our preying on our children, and make sure that we're doing what we need to do to protect them as well. I do want to show there is a dusty mentality that men, you know, we can't keep doing silly, dusty stuff, right? We want you to elevate. And I'm about to show you a couple of videos on things that we do not need to do. Before I show that one video, I'm going to inform you on what one of these videos is about. So we have Ray J, right, gets into a scuffle with Zeus CEO at a BET Awards after party. Ray J has it out for Zeus Network CEO Lamel for allegedly abusing women, or going as far as to call him the Black Jeffrey Epstein. The 43-year-old singer attempted to get physical with Plummer at the BET Awards. So the reason why I brought that up is because I think that Ray J is saying that just to be saying that. There's a lot of dusty shit he does, and a lot of womanizing shit he also does as well, you know. And that's been told because he's on Love and Hip Hop, and he's told that side of his life before. So you have two guys that's really at each other, and I think it's just real silly for us to be in that type of situation to deal with that. And one of the reasons why is that we have the killer of Pop Smoke, right, says he's not sorry for taking the rapper's life. You know, he said, guys die every day, and he was rapping about it. I'm sorry, I ain't sorry. You know what I'm saying? So we have like a lot of this energy that we have between ourselves as men that, you know, is very dusty, and stuff we need to get out of our society, out of our community as well. Same thing with Rick Ross. Rick Ross put his team in danger. He also was in the wrong for what he did. And we'll definitely get into all of that. But I just want to show you these videos, these 3 videos of real messed up behavior. Avoid these behaviors so that way you don't get caught up into that bullcrap, all right? So I'm going to play the videos now.
Man, this new generation of niggas is weird and corny. You mad because LeBron ain't had time to take a picture of you, so you dropped his location? That's crazy. I never wanted a picture with a man that bad. Matter of fact, I never wanted a picture with anybody that bad. Then the blog pages don't make it no better. Y'all all posting it and helping more people see where LeBron at. Y'all not helping the case at all. How this nigga gonna go home and tell his bitch that he dropped LeBron James' location because he wouldn't take a picture with him? Boy, you sassy as fuck. What you gonna tell your son when he asks you why you went viral? Yes, I wanted to take a picture with LeBron and he couldn't do it at the time, so I dropped his location. Your son gonna think you a bitch, sir. I'm not even a LeBron fan, but that's some hoe ass shit. If this is your man, you need to tell him about himself.
All right, and the next one here.
The little short fat one that looked like Bam Bam Bigelow from wrestling when he stepped up. And then I squat down in his eyes and told him what I said. Basically, boy, if I hit you, I'm gonna see everything you ate for the last 2 days. His balls dropped out of his ass. He never said another word. He never did nothing. He was a straight buster. Then the nigga behind him said, I know MMA. And then I got hit with a drink. I'm still convinced ain't no punch me. Somebody said, Rose tried to punch you. He hit you. I say, nah. He had to throw a drink because throwing a drink would have.
All right, and the last one here.
No. We good. Hey, Relax. Let's relax.
Motherfucker, dude. My fucking eye. Ray.
All right, so I just wanted to show that because I think it was very distasteful for Ray J to, it was looked like a little Spanish guy or a little short little white guy that was on his team that said, hey, go get the bag after the drink was spilled. He tried to sucker punch Lamel. That's corny shit. You know what I'm saying? He does a lot of fucking dumb shit over the years that I just don't respect him for. He's always going to be Brandy's brother. He's always trying to prove himself as this thug or something like that. Nigga, you was not raised like that. And the little antics that go on, you grabbing a bag. The little Hispanic or white guy said, oh, go grab the bag. And he goes and grabs the bag like he's finna pull out a gun and shoot somebody. And you could tell by his demeanor, he wasn't even trying to pull out. He was just trying to show off like he gangster like that. It's so fucking corny, man. Beyond corny. With Rick Ross is another guy. You come out here, we got video footage of the white guy you said, I know MMA, that stole you right in your mouth. So all this stuff you trying to come out and trying to tell people, we see the video. We seen how you was pinned in the corner and you was scared that somebody was going to fuck you up. You know what I'm saying? So the video is out there. So you trying to come on here and act hard, talking about, oh yeah, I told him, and then like his balls dropped and I told him I'll knock him out and something about everything he ate and all. Like this super arrogant, tough guy talk that I see a lot of motherfuckers do after they get pumped. Like that's not even damage control. You should have not even said nothing like that. And I told people before, you know, as a leader, I said I made it in a post, as a leader, that wasn't leadership. You don't go into an unknown territory, play a diss record that had nothing to do with you, and then target it towards an audience, and they got real disrespectful with it and said, hey, that's disrespectful to us, and they dropped you about it. And one of the guys that was with them, you know, shout out to Queese. Queese is a real good dude. Queese ended up getting knocked out and being embarrassed worldwide over that. Everybody was clowning Queese for getting knocked out. But Queese was man enough to step up and try to protect you in the process. And then on top of that, you wanted to celebrate, or I don't know if you call that celebrating, but rewarding these guys with Wingstop. No, nigga, you need to give them a 5-star fucking steak. You know what I'm saying? And it's bullshit.
Get them bonuses. Fuck a steak.
Yeah,
get them cash bonuses.
Yeah, if you're gonna give them some food.
I don't do pocket watching, but if somebody's gonna get their ass beat on the counter, you doing nonsense, and you got like that, you need to do like that, like them quarterbacks do after the Super Bowl. Every last one of them brothers need to be sporting a brand new Rolex or an Omega, Audemars Piguet. They need to have some luxury, something solid on they hand, or that they push it up the driveway or something. Don't give me no damn chicken wings. I got a big old knot in my head. I'm going viral all over the world right now, and what's going to make me feel better is some hot wings.
Exactly. And that's why I'm trying to tell it, like, as far as what that went down, like you put your team, your crew in danger, trying to be tough, trying to do some antics that backfired on you. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, I told people that London dudes and Canadian guys, these guys practice MMA. They're not like dudes from out here in the US. They don't talk about walking around with sticks and guns. They don't need that. A lot of these dudes, every day they wake up, they go out there and they be having street brawls, street fights. That same Michael Jackson bad that you see in the video where they had crew versus crew. This is what Canadians and London people do all the time, day in, day out. When they get whooped, guess what? They go back in the gym and work out harder. This is a natural thing for them to be in and fight. They don't back down from no fighting. Y'all be worried about sticks and all of that stuff there. They ain't worried about that. And that shows you the type of caliber of guys you are. You guys got to have hand combat just as loud as your gun combat. And if you don't have that, then humble yourself, get your crew out of there like a true leader and get to them into safety and not put them in harm, because Queese could have got knocked out and hit his head on the concrete and probably ever had brain damage and been a potato inside the hospital. Thank God he was okay, because I reached out to somebody else and they said he's good. But all of that could have been avoided. You know what I'm saying? And the last one I just want to say with LeBron, you know, you dropping another man's address, you could have got this man hurt, harmed, killed, or whatever, robbed, or whatever the case may be, because you didn't get a picture. And this man just got his son on a basketball team. You know what I'm saying? He's got a loving wife, children, you got to take care of the family, everything like that. And you will risk it all because you weren't satisfied to get a picture like a woman. You were a groupie to a goddamn guy that didn't want to give you a picture. And it's just sad. There's a lot and tons of guys that I see all the time ready to post up pictures with celebrities day in. It's like y'all live to go run to go, hey, can I get a picture? Like, yo, we got to get off of that. You are your own celebrity. You just ain't make it to that level like that if you have the grind, the gear, and the knowledge to do it. You are a celebrity. You're just not highlighted like that. Carry yourself as that. Act like men and stop acting like bitches. And I'll rest my land my plane on that.
Yeah, bro. Oh my God, that first one, I just wanted to swing on him myself. The dude who dropped LeBron's location, like, dude, LeBron should sue his ass just to be petty. Sue his bitch ass for the simple fact that you're endangering this man. You know what I'm saying? Like he said, women don't even do that.
Yeah.
The man don't want to take a picture. He don't want to take a picture. You dig? But unfortunately, this is what comes from, all these boys being raised by these women. Yeah. They take on a lot of the characteristics of women. It's very unfortunate, but that's what it is. And it don't work the same way with you as it works with women. It don't even work with women a lot of time. But with you, with your goofy ass, it ain't gonna work at all. You understand? LeBron should have stomped his ass out. Or his security, if they would have known and they would have stomped his ass out, they would have been justified. That was green as hell. You dig? And, Rick Ross, it was a hilarious clip. And I know Rick Ross is trying to be funny. He's trying to spin it as much as he can. But the reality of it is Rick Ross does a lot of goofy shit like this. You know what I'm saying? Very talented rapper. I like listening to Rick Ross until Rick Ross starts talking about real life situations. You understand what I'm saying? Like, just rap, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because when you start talking about real life situations, he's going to say some bullshit. It just is what it is. You know what I'm saying? It's too many to be a fluke at this point. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You can't explain your baby mama. You can't explain that. You understand what I'm saying? You lied about the CO shit for how long? You know what I'm saying? There's just a whole list of antics when it comes to this character. And Ray J is no different. When is Ray J ever not corny?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, really. Ray J has a little talent. I wish to God he would just focus on his talent and leave all this other cornball shit alone. Always trying to get attention. Always trying to, always speaking out of turn. getting on the mic when he's tweaking that Breakfast Club interview. I can never forget that shit. Like, I just can't. We got an indoor swimming pool and an outdoor swimming pool. We got an indoor swimming pool and an outdoor swimming pool. We got 15 Maybach parked outside. Shut the fuck up. Dude, what are you talking about? Like, he was just rambling. I'm just incoherently, like, that was Kanye before Kanye. You understand? And so, like, you know, you listening to these guys, and, you know, it's like, these guys are very talented. You know what I'm saying? These guys are very visible. Can we focus on doing something that relates to your talent to make you visible? Please. I humbly ask, because I hate to see my brothers out there looking like that. That was green as hell. I still don't even know what Ray J was, you know, trying to fight this person for, or why he was trying to flex, why he's going in the bag. I'm gonna go in the bag. There's cameras everywhere, dumb nigga. You gonna go in the bag and pull out a gun and shoot somebody? Really? Really? Ross, you up here trying to flex and act tough. You got your titties out. Nigga, what are you in shape for? If you did need to fight, you can't fight. You go 12 rounds with this nigga?
Yeah.
You can't go 1 round with nothing but a burger. Come on now. Really? Is that what we're doing? Bruh, fuck out of here. I'm just saying, bro. That was a little too much. Brothers, you have got to get we need to do another man law show. You've got to get your man laws intact and simply, you know, develop a list of guidelines and principles and stay true to them. Period. Yeah. No reason for you to be sacrificing your integrity like that. That was some bullshit. All 3 of those videos.
Yeah, exactly. Well said. Drake.
Oh, man. First off, let me start with my boy. There's only one Rose. Richard Ross. They could never make me hate you, bro.
I like Ross. I like him.
Dude,
that's my man.
Rick Ross is pure entertainment personified.
Yes,
that dude be having me crying.
He's hilarious. And he can rap his ass off.
Yeah. I actually like his bars. I like his verses. He's definitely one of my favorites. Arguably, just for volume's sake, he's arguably my favorite from down here. Done a pretty good job, pretty good, solid job, consistently as well too of dropping bars. And his evolution has been something to behold. I remember when he first came out with Port of Miami, and to see where his lyricism and rhyme skills were back then and where they are now.
Yeah, he's nice.
Love the growth. But no, yeah. Rose, I'm with you when you're right. You're all the way wrong here, my guy.
Come on now.
What you did was very dangerous. You know, this isn't you popping off and shooting sideways down here in Miami on home turf.
Right.
Not even you out there, you know, bumping your gums up in Atlanta, where you be at now, whatever. Just, you know, your new turf, whatever. You are out of the country, my guy. You're not even out the city. You're not out the state. You're not out on a different coast. Ridiculous. You are out of the country, my guy. Literally, you're on foreign soil. You don't know the lay of the land. You don't know the dynamics. You don't know the politics of the area. None of that. And you out here being reckless in somebody else's beef. I mean, yeah, you did go ahead. You drop your verse, whatever, against Drake. You did your thing against Drake, but you using other dudes' record? Nah, man. Now that's some Officer Ricky stuff right there, bro.
Yeah, that was ridiculous.
Nah, man. That was very low energy. That wasn't even a calculate. Now, if you play your song, that's a little different. If you want to be edgy like that, but that's still a bad move, and it just looks even worse when you using other people's ammunition to do it. Not a good look. You went and put your crew at risk, and apparently that might have been a big risk. I heard that those were Hell's Angels that they got to. I don't know how true that is, but regardless, you out here provoking other people in a foreign place, putting your people in jeopardy for no reason. There was nothing to be gained by that. All right? And you out here apologize with Ringstop. You got to do better as a leader, my guy. That's not leadership. You talk about elevating. You should be bossing your people up. Reese and all them, you should be gaming them up, showing them how to get to the business where you are, elevating them. You should. We talked just last week about the work that LeBron did with his crew and with his day ones, and how he taken them to the next level, and how they're all were able to branch off as a group and be successful in their own rights, with LeBron serving as the tree trunk, but they're able to branch out on their own and find their own selves and be successful. That's what you should do for your squad, Ross.
Yeah.
Not out there getting them taking lumps to the head for your nonsense. As far as what the thing with LeBron, that was some hoe behavior. That was pure hoe behavior. A grown man should never be that pressed for attention from another man like that. And one thing I'll say is I've always been in awe of LeBron's ability to bring the hoe out of dudes. I'm not talking about whether you like him or not, whether you think he's the greatest of all time or at the bottom of the list. That's irrelevant. I'm talking about just the envy and just the I don't like him attitude and spirit that comes out of dudes with it. You could almost see the neck rolling in the girl, but it's sad. Another man doing the damn thing should not bring that kind of envy out of you. Michael Jordan is not your daddy. Let it go. And for the capstone, Ray J, brother's suffering from imposter syndrome real bad. I don't know why he feels he needs to prove himself or whatnot. I was joking. I was cracking jokes talking about he was going to his bag trying to pull out that one wish on dude. What have you. Someone told me apparently he's actually a legit Crip. I don't know what set he's in, but supposedly he's actually legit. So somewhere on the line, he went ahead and got himself out if he bought his way in or whatnot. But, I don't know why he feels the need to be this tough guy. I don't know if it's because he grew up maybe in Brandy's shadow or whatever. I don't know what the case may be. But, again, that is not grown man elevation. That ain't it, man. And Ray J is way too old, too long in the tooth, too great to be doing these antics, man. At some point, brother, you have to grow up.
Yeah.
You can't be a child. You can't be Peter Pan. You can't be a lost boy forever. At some point, you need to become a grown-ass man. All right, and this ain't cutting it. He's an intelligent brother from what I hear. He's actually a great entrepreneur. His side ventures are doing really well. His Raycon earbuds and audio equipment, from what I hear, is excellent, low price. His sunglasses deal that he's got going is doing real good things. He has some great things going on. Lean into that. All the pseudo tough guy antics, that ain't you, my guy. I want to see better for you, man. But yeah, we have to find our way. We have to find ways to elevate and not be moving around in this type of space. When you're lost, when you're not in your purpose, you're going to be out here all reckless, careening all over the road. You got to find what your path is, find what your purpose is, dig into that, lean into that. You don't have to be everything for everyone. Find who you're supposed to be, lean into that, and that's going to pay you dividends. Focus on your focus, man. Focus on your focus.
Well said. Well said. We have, there's another problem that a lot of men are facing now. I don't know if you guys ever seen or heard about anybody talking about it, but there's a guy that was on Kendra G's show the other day. His name was Jamel Alexander. And when he was getting interviewed on her dating show, people was like, oh, he just got out of jail. And Kendra G was like, I'm seeing my audience members saying that you just got out of jail. And they's like, yeah, I just got out of jail 2 weeks ago. And they was like, well, can you tell us what you was in jail for? He said, I can't talk about it because it's an open case. So there was a lot of people saying that he was a murderer in the comment section, and a lot of people say he was innocent. The thing about it is, when you look at the case, I went to Google the case up, and the case was that he was outside by he went to go buy some sex from a white prostitute. He's a 25-year-old black man, right? So he had got locked up for it because the girl ended up being stomped to death during the time frame that they said. So the window that it was, they said that he had dealings of stomping this woman to death. But when you look at the report, there was a report that said the boyfriend or the ex-boyfriend of the girl said that there was 2 other people that talked about and admitted to killing the girl, like stomping her out, like it was a man and a woman, and the woman was going at it with this this prostitute lady, and they said the woman was the one that ended up killing her, right? So that information was thrown out of the courts by the judge and everything like that, and so when he got arrested, he had to fight for it, and then he ended up coming out because when he got the second part of the trial, the second hearing of the trial, they added that information back in because they said, why was that thrown out in the first place? So we don't know exactly what happened that day, but he's out now, and a lot of people saying that he was innocent and they're not questioning the girl or the guy that was supposed to be involved in that killing. But I brought all of that up to say that a lot of times, you guys go out here and put yourselves in situations that you don't need to put yourself in. Whether you're guilty or innocent, you should have never in the first place went out in public to go buy pussy and having sex with somebody in the goddamn woods on pussy. You know what I'm saying? That should never, that is in itself is a no-no. The fact that it's a white woman that you're buying this from and you're a black man should also be a no-no, because you know that you live in a system of white supremacy. So even if this woman was to sit back and rob you or do everything like that, you would still be in the wrong because you're a husky black man and this is a skinny white woman. So they would get twisted at any form. This is the type of stuff we need to educate our young brothers in. And if they're older, you got to be a good enough friend to say what it is and let your friend know how to move out here in a way that's not going to get him caught up in some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? So I say all of that to say that there's another guy who also got caught out here buying pussy, and he ran off from this woman. And it was Mia Mercer. The model name is Mia Mercy, and the guy's name is Terrell Lewis, the NFL player from Philadelphia. And I'm gonna play this video right quick, and then you guys can comment on it.
Idea, but I would just assume it's a ton.
I hope I ain't fucked up too much, because I don't know. I like his teammate. I know he.
Oh, wow.
But I don't know. I might have to be done with the Eagles after this.
So you're the only one sucking in the morning. She's not even involved. What's she doing?
She's fed up by the morning.
She's
She
over
doesn't
it.
want to suck no dick by the morning. It's not even. It's like get the fuck up out of here. Like, what you doing? Like, we don't even. This not that. We only be seeing niggas for an hour less than. Like, this not that. Like,
But did he pay?
overstepped.
Did he pay the 12-hour rate?
Exactly. See,
Right.
and that's where the problem came. About he was supposed to really spend like 20 grand that night on some shit. Like, he was for me and my homegirl. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, he was supposed to bust it, and he played. He started, going back and forth, like pacing. Then he went to the, the phone, and that's at the part of the video that y'all seen.
Okay.
And he,
So you guys are negotiating? He's trying to.
Absolutely, and he agreed. He said at first he was like, "It's okay. I get paid on Monday. I'm gonna give you the money on Monday." I said, "Boy, you got me fucked up. Don't even play like that. This ain't that." And I start snapping.
Right, because if you're the successful ass NFL player, you should have millions in the bank. Why the f- you gotta wait till Monday? Like, you're seriously spending
He
money
was
at such a
trying to-
rate that you're gonna get paid on Monday, and that's what you're choosing to do with your meager financial situation, is that you're purchasing high-end prostitutes. High-end, I don't know.
He was going back to DC to be with his baby mother. It wasn't giving that he was gonna pay for the pussy on Monday, and even if he was, we not locked in like that for him to be doing it. And he just got, way too comfortable, overstepped his boundaries. He did too fucking much, and
All right, and so you hear this, girl. These women, they go through so many goddamn guys. It is a circus of a paved way that they interact with so many men, sexual engagement with so many men. You put yourself at risk, even if you are having sex with the. You don't know if these women have STDs and give you some shit you can't even get rid of. We had Zion Williams. We talked about Zion Williams was dating the ex model, Instagram model. His ex was Mariah Mills. I think she was a Nigerian type woman who has this humongous BBL, and she also talks real ignorant. When we did the dating show, she was the one that I showed the clip where the guy grabbed her by the neck, and she was like, "I like that shit. I like that shit." That was the girl that he was dealing with. So a lot of these guys out here, y'all are very game goofy, and a lot of y'all sit back and are so hypersexual that you guys are putting yourselves in fucked up predicaments. Because to be honest with you, all that girl needed to do was say that you raped her, and she has a friend inside the room that would have sat back and collaborated with that story. All because you tried to ditch and run out on paying them on some contractual shit you were supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? But it could have went all the way left. And we have so many guys out here that do that. Y'all do this on a regular basis. And a lot of these women don't have nothing to lose. And they will do and lie and say whatever they need to say to either get that money or get you locked up just in return as karma. So, I say that to say that, please, guys, stop being hypersexual. Stop being so overly thirsty for pussy that you guys put yourself into situations where you guys are going to get locked up or about to get locked up or even die over some crap like this. All right? I'll land my plane on that and turn it over to you guys.
Real talk. Let me make this quick because we getting to that place. I'm gonna make this real quick. Dudes, guys, man, y'all gotta stop associating with these lower life forms, bro. Like, there's no reason that this woman, first of all, she looks like a man. You know what I'm saying? Like, that is the most drag queen looking chick. You know what I'm saying? Like, first of all, you know what I'm saying? And when she opens her mouth, it's just pure, just bile and filth that comes out. It's just disgusting. I can't listen to her talk for 5 minutes. You understand? You want to date her and take her home and pay her for some sex. Really? Bruh, a lot of these guys really just need their head checked, man. Like, there's no excuse. The same reason I was watching this video this other day. This guy's talking about, he's watching Sexy Red bending over, twerking, talking about how he'll just put his face in her ass and all. Oh my God, like, dude, you looking at this woman? What is wrong? She looks like Ross from What's Happening, literally. Yeah. But this is the woman who you want to bend over in front of you. You want to put your whole face in her ass, and then you want to. Y'all same dudes want to talk about how you can't have sex without a rubber. Dude, if you're doing that type of shit and she has an STD, nigga, you swallowed the STD. You understand? Like, what are you protecting yourself from? Unless you just don't want to get her pregnant. You dig? Bruh, I'm tired of that, man. Like, that makes us all look bad because other women see that and they're like, oh, okay. So those are the type of women that guys respond to. This is a high value man, right?
Yeah.
Out here trying to pay some dirt diver to do something strange for a piece of change. You understand what I'm saying? Do something stank for a little bank. You're trying to pay for it. You understand? When if you just had any character and you valued yourself, you could probably get a quality woman to do anything you wanted to do. We got to stop trying to cheat the system. There is no way to cheat the system, bro. You dig? There's a process. And when you do shit like that, it's going to go left every time. Unfortunately, some of these guys, they have a whole budget just for prostitutes.
Yeah.
And then they wonder why they're broke in 5 years.
Correct.
I will never understand some of these guys that have $50 million contracts and they got to file for bankruptcy. What is wrong with you? We need to do a whole show about keeping our perversions in check.
Yeah.
Because that is the elephant in the room that nobody wants to talk about. I mean, damn, you're not repulsed by her? Shit. I mean, at the end of the day, I guess you like what you like, but I would like to challenge some of my brothers out there to raise your standards or develop some. It's no excuse for that, bruh. That's what you're paying for? Fuck out of here. And she's sitting up there just as low energy as possible, talking about ways to set your ass up. Like you said, all she had to do was say that you raped her.
Yeah.
That was in your ass. We got to be smarter than that. Black men don't get second chances.
Correct.
It's rare.
Correct.
I'll park my car.
All right. Well said. Well said. Drake.
Just so much shaking my head. It's amazing that I don't know how long it's been now, but I noticed it's been a good chunk of time since the whatchamacallit? Yeah, ESPN 30 for 30 Broke documentary dropped. And to this day, I think, if I'm not mistaken, that might be the most popular documentary that they did in that series. It's groundbreaking. It was very eye-opening. And yet and still, we see that these new athletes, these new celebrities, they're coming along, and apparently ain't nobody learned a damn thing.
Mm-hmm.
Not a single thing. It's amazing, and not that there's anything rare about them because they're human beings, but it just goes to show how, unfortunately, a lot of people are very one-dimensional in their thinking and their execution. Because you would think somebody who has the discipline, because nowadays, back in the day, it wasn't as much the case, but nowadays, becoming a pro athlete is basically a career path that's chosen from childhood.
Yeah.
You got these kids, as soon as they're old enough to pick up a football or basketball or whatever, they're out there in the Pee Wee teams, they're out there in the Pop Warner teams, they're playing at a high level early. And they get to a point where by the time they, in some cases, before they even reach puberty, it's already a given that they're going to be playing for somebody's team.
Yeah.
And so clearly they have to have discipline. They're showing for practices. They're practicing when it's boiling outside, when it's ice cold outside, when it's rainy outside, and all manner of conditions. They're disciplined. They're working out. They're exercising. They're learning plays. They're doing all these things. There's so much discipline that it takes to go ahead and to become masters of their sport, to reach the highest pinnacles that's uber competitive. Again, from childhood. Requires a lot of discipline. And yet, all it takes is a little piece of cootie cat to throw all that out the window. It's amazing. It's like
scary.
All this discipline that you accumulated, and you couldn't steer any of that to other areas outside of your life. It's incredible. My brother Vincent Vincent, shout out to him. Got a dope group on Facebook. I'm enjoying chopping up with those brothers. Accountable Masculinity. He actually has a list of 6 rules, and pretty much everything he posts highlights the importance of each of the rules that he's crafted. 2 of the rules apply for this perfectly. I'm just going to read those, and that's the mic drop for me right there. It says it perfectly. Yeah. Rule number 5: sexual discipline. Men must, and of course these go for 5 goes in general, but for men specifically. Rule number 5: sexual discipline. Men must exercise sexual discipline to be seen as credible leaders and maximize their opportunities. We're talking about leveling up tonight, right? And the importance of it. Sexually disciplined men are the only, one more time for the people in the back. Sexually disciplined men are the only trustworthy men. The only ones. Sexual discipline is defined as the internal self-regulation of sexual urges and impulses, and its accompanied decision-making. Sexual discipline is essential to the overall health of society. And then rule number 6: sexually undisciplined men are prey. Sexually undisciplined men that chase coochie are the most vulnerable to sexually undisciplined women. Sexually undisciplined men that chase coochie are prey.
Real talk.
Can this not sum up the things that we've seen?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Can we not build a whole library just dedicated to examples of stories and videos and footage of dudes in one way, shape, form, or fashion taking the L because of the lack of sexual discipline?
Correct.
Real talk.
Yeah. Well said.
Very well said.
At some point, we gotta lose our taste for losing, because like anything else, you can actually develop a taste for losing.
Mm-hmm.
Self-sabotage is an acquired taste. At some point, it doesn't matter what you're doing out here. If you like losing, we could put you at the 99-yard line with the ball in your hand, got the whole team scratching their asses way back in the opposite end zone, and you've literally got a whole quarter to play, and you still gonna find a way to fail. If you have that habit for losing, you can see the W right there, and you still gonna say, "Not today, Charlie. Not today. I think we'll take this L." Yeah, this nice big shiny L right here. We're gonna take that. You gotta defeat that. You gotta defeat that. But I will say, while that can be learned in adulthood, usually it's gonna come with a whole lot of failures. We really start having to teach this early. We need men to teach their sons early sexual discipline in general, but my God, if nothing else, sexual discipline.
Correct.
Because this is tragic, man.
Correct. Yeah, you're right. Well said. Well said.
Yeah.
For our last thing for the night is the crown check. I didn't say queen check. I said crown check. All right. So we got it right tonight.
My man.
So our crown check for the night is I think Drake, I think you had posted this. So our crown check for tonight is Maria Russell, right? So Maria Russell is a chef by cuisine at Kiko's, a Michelin-starred Amasaki restaurant, welcomes diners with a professionalized introduction to each course. Her approach fosters a relaxed atmosphere where guests can engage comfortably. Recently, she had made history as the first Black woman in the Michelin Guide's 93-year history to earn a star. A milestone reflects her dedication to excellence and creativity in a Japanese-inspired cuisine. Meet the first Black woman to execute the chef in Chicago to be awarded the Michelin star. So shout out to our queen, Maria Russell, for doing something so phenomenal and able to achieve something that hasn't been achieved in the 93-year history. All right? So that is our crown check for tonight. All right.
Outstanding. Sisters in the
Yes,
building
sir.
out here.
That's elite, man. That is elite.
Hold up. That was a great crown check. Listen, man, you know, in the spirit of tonight's show, you know, we're always talking about this on this show as a theme, but to, you know, take time out of our day and make it a specific thing is exactly what we're about. The importance and advantages of elevating as a man. The opposite of elevation is stagnation, or even worse, regression, right? You know what I'm saying? You need to always be elevating and growing and improving. You know, when you hear people say stupid shit like, you know, somebody got to accept me how I am, you know, I ain't changing nothing. There's a part of you that, you know, for the good things about you, you shouldn't want to change anything. But all of us should realize that, you know, there are things that we can improve on. And if we trust the person that we're dealing with or the people that we're dealing with, if we're dealing, you know, with friends, family, in a romantic capacity, if we trust the people around us and they're telling us that there are things that we need to work on, goddamn, we need to work on them, period. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, we need to embrace that. We need to step into that with the spirit of willingness. I'll tell everybody all the time, that's one of the main reasons that I chose to marry my wife. You know what I'm saying? She was like, yo, you know, I do need to improve on this, and this. Can you help me improve on it? Can you tell me, you know, when things are every few months, we go back and we talk to each other. Hey, how's everything going? We check in. Hey, how's everything going? You good? Yeah, I'm good. What's up? You good? Yeah. Am I fucking up on something? Yeah, I'm fucking. Yeah, you fucking up on that. Okay, tighten up. And we cool.
Yeah.
You dig? We're cool with it on this very show.
Yeah.
We talk about things that we need to work on. You understand what I'm saying? And hot damn it, we're getting there. You feel me? Or some things that we need to work on. But we don't take it personal. We look at it, you know, okay, let's try to dial this back. Let's try. And we work towards getting better at it. You know what I'm saying? And that is everything. That is worth everything. That is what manhood is about. That is what life is about. Your propensity to improve and make yourself a better person, and by proxy, elevate those around you. You know what I'm saying? And let's just keep it a buck. For Black folks, we want to elevate our community so that we're all better and that we're all shining, and, you know, we're working in tandem. You know, we're on code. We are each other's complement. You know, we look out for each other. We speak in one voice, though we are not a monolith. We speak as one voice when it comes to certain issues, when it comes to things that are for our best interests. You know, that's what this is about. That is the paradigm shift that is needed, and we are here to lead it. So, goddamn it, like, subscribe, follow, comment, all that bullshit. You dig? Because we here. We here, baby. We here.
Well said. Well said.
I'll park the Lambo.
Drake.
Big shouts to Mariah for that huge accomplishments. Real quick, some extra information. So, shortly after they won the award, really the restaurant is what wins the Michelin stars. But it's always known and understood that it's typically the executive chef that's responsible for the experience ultimately. So the restaurant gets it, but we understand that it's the chef that is the reason for the award. So the restaurant that got the award, shortly afterwards, she ended up leaving to do her own thing because there was a lot of work that was going into building that restaurant up. She ended up leaving along with the husband. They went and took like a little sabbatical to, you know, catch their breaths or resume. They went and did some pop-up stuff over in Detroit, bringing their excellence over there to the culinary world. So currently, she's not based at any restaurant. They're looking at doing their own thing in Tennessee.
As they should.
I understand it's not established as of yet, but they're looking to go ahead and bring their vibe over there, get their own spot popping in Tennessee. So just letting folks know, if you're in Tennessee or you're planning on going there, make sure before you solidify your travel plans, Google the name Mariah Russell, find out what she got shaking, because you might be in for a treat. You might get yourself some legit world-class cuisine right there in the Smoky Mountain State. So do yourself that favor. If I get the chance, I'm definitely going to pop in on them.
Beautiful.
And that's elevation. That's elevation.
Talk about elevation. That's elevating your taste buds. Get a taste of what that rarefied air is like there. But absolutely. But yeah, in general, like you said, Major, if you're not elevating, if you're not taking it to the next level, you're stagnating. That's death. There's life and there's death. There's no in between. If you're not growing, if you're not moving, if you're in place, you are dying. You're diminishing. There's no in between. It's like when they're saying, if you have a choice, if you have choices and you decide, well, I'm not going to make a choice, that's still a choice.
Yeah.
And not making a choice is actually the worst of all the choices right then and there. It's better to go ahead and make a choice in the wrong direction, but at least you're moving, than it is to just sit there and say, I'm going to do nothing. Because now there's no chance. You can't make something shake. So, brothers, do it for yourselves. You know, tapping back into what we were talking about before about, you know, the protection or women needing to be able to reach out to men as a resource, or not just women, but the community as well. The reality is, when there is a man present, whether it's in the workplace, in the home, in the community, in the neighborhood, at the gym, wherever, if there is a man there, by default, there should be an answer. There should be a solution. There should be a resource. And not because a man's purpose is to just be a servant or whatever, or he's just to be an ATM or just no, it's because he's so popping that wherever he is, as a consequence, things pop off just based on his presence. You understand?
Yeah.
It's like that. It's, if you have for example, if you have a pond, a clean pond, a healthy pond, you're going to see fish in the pond. You're going to see frogs out there. You're going to see insects. You're going to see other animals. When you have a healthy environment, you're going to see animals. You're going to see all kind of healthy, beautiful things popping up. Flowers going to pop up. Plants going to pop up. Why? Because it's healthy. It don't know what to do except for there to be beneficial things popping around them. Same thing with your man. When you're a man and you're in a place, there's supposed to be answers. Your presence is supposed to be a comfort to the people with good intentions. Women should feel safe around you. Children should feel safe around you. Other men should see a comrade, a brother in arms there when they see you, right? If there's a question, you should have an answer, be able to point people in the direction of the answer. If there's a threat, should be tamped down or dissuaded. And if the threat decides to go ahead and push the point, the man should be able to shut all that noise down.
Right.
That can only happen if a man is seeking elevation, if he's growing. Perfect example, we touched on it last week, but LeBron James, look at what he was able to do with this situation. He was able to be a blessing to the people around him. If you were Team LeBron back then, you good now. You solidified. And not because he was ATM or a paymaster, he was buying people houses, whatever. No, it's because he was generating opportunities for the people around him. His ecosystem was popping because he was able to do that for the people. He was elevating, and as he elevated, just like Simone Biles did with Sister Jordan, she made it to the top.
Yeah.
She made sure that she reached back down. She brought someone up there with her. The old adage goes that it's lonely at the top, and it's true. But the reason it's lonely at the top is because you're not bringing any company up with you. As you're upwardly mobile, you should be encouraging those brothers around you, behind you. Hey, man, don't let me get up here by myself. Don't meet me there. Beat me there. I want to see you. I don't want to just be up here by myself. I don't want to look at you as competition. I want to look at you as a compatriot, a comrade, a teammate. We taking this thing over.
Yeah.
But that can only happen if you're seeking to elevate, if you're improving yourself. You have to improve not just financially, but you need to be improving yourself physically. Get your health in order. Need to be in the gym. You need to be walking. You need to be lifting weights, picking up heavy things, pushing heavy things, getting your body strong and fit so you can maximize your lifespan. So you don't just have a long life, but you have a quality of life. You don't go into your 80s and your 90s, or wherever God allows you to be here. You don't go in there with yourself with all kind of physical ailments if it can be avoided. You're taking the steps to make sure that your best self is moving forward. You need to be elevating mentally, like Ant talked about it. And that's been my one of my big things this year that I've really been touching on. Reading more, picking up books, good books. And it shouldn't be one-sided. Pick up a biography, find someone that you're interested in, that you admire. It could be an entertainer, it could be a politician, it could be any figure. Pick up an autobiography, read about that. It should be a fiction book, something entertaining. It should be nonfiction, learn something, personal help, finance book, whatever. Read books, expand your brain, put something in here. There's all kind of benefits to that. All right? You should be out there elevating your relationships. Find ways to become a better boyfriend, a better husband, a better father, a better uncle. One of the things that I've been doing recently is I've subscribed to a newsletter. I think I talked about that with you guys before, with tips on how to improve as a father. I don't have any kids. I'm not in danger of having children anytime soon. But that's not stopped me from preparing and front-loading myself up front. I am a godfather. I am an uncle. I'm in a position where I have young people around me, or I put myself in a position where I'm in that position where I'm able to be a mentor or serve in a capacity where I'm dealing with young people. What knowledge can I take so I can serve them better in that capacity?
Correct.
Don't wait for the moment to come there. If you know that this is the direction you're trying to go in, I'm going to get some game before I head there.
Correct.
I'm not going to wait till I get to my location to read the map. No, before I take off, where am I going? What's the route?
Correct.
So go ahead, seek elevation in every area of your life, and not just for where you are, plan for the future. Where do you want to be in 5 or 10 years? What is that going to look like for you?
Correct.
You prepare for the future today.
Correct.
So go ahead, put in that work. Keep tuned with us. You know we're going to be giving you all game. We're going to be giving you gems, resources. You can hit us up individually. Go ahead to our Facebook group. You can interact with us there as well, too. We're very active in there. We'll see the messages, the questions. Talk to us. We'll provide game. And if we don't have the answers, we're going to find them together.
Correct.
Because, again, we're not trying to be all the way up here with people below us. No, we're trying to pull brothers up, pull them up with us. We're trying to have a mob. We're trying to take over this thing. We can't do it with now we can do it with 3 people, but it'd be so much better if we could have so many more brothers along for the ride with us. So go ahead. You heard that, brother. Get them, Gage. Like, share, subscribe. Make sure you click on that bell for the notifications. We're not going to.
Yeah, you hit the mute button, buddy.
You hit the mute button, but we got you. We feel you.
Oh, okay.
They can't ban me from the radio. But go ahead, hit the bell. We're not going to blow up your notifications. But when we go live, you will hear about it. So you can be live here in the paint with us.
Yeah.
And we're going to catch y'all next week, same time, same place. Be safe, be well. Much love.
Yeah.
Much love. So before we get out of here, like Bobby said, expand your mind. So I want to show you guys. We lead by example. So the first 2 books here is the Miseducation of the Negro, and this is the Miseducation of the Negro Part 2. You have this book, Mr. Brown's, which is about finances in the business realm. You also have strategies, mind strategies. This is Anthony Browder. You guys could check that book out, Survival Strategies by Anthony Browder. Also, Black Fortunes of our Black people back in the days were millionaires in the early 1900s. You also have Color of Law. This is a book that breaks down all the laws and everything like that, redlining, the discrimination. You have the discrimination in the medical field, medical apartheid. Very dope book to get. And then Slavery by Another Name. People think that we were free in 1865, and we still had slavery all the way up to 1970. So whenever you have people out here that said slavery ended a long time ago, tell them no, slavery just ended in 1970, which if you are 70, then that means you are in the time frame that people were slaves. So it wasn't a long time ago. All right. So just wanted to show you guys that. Tune in to us next week. We have another great show like we did this week. Thank you for all the support and everything like that. And we out. All right. Peace.
Manifestation. Man up. Manifestation. Man up. Manifestation. Man up. Manifestation.
A place where we inform, build, and inspire.
Manifestation. Man up. Manifestation. Man up. Manifestation. Man up.
A place where we inform.
Manifestation.
A place where we inform, build, and inspire.
You gotta eat what you kill. You gotta go out there. You gotta hunt for your meals.
We all have that ability to connect with people, to be that motivational person in somebody's life.
You gotta let people know there's certain lines you don't cross, and that there's gonna be consequences if you do.
Man up.
If you are an adult and you are in a relationship, that person's emotions are not your responsibility.
Man up. Manifestation. Man up. Manifestation. Man up. Manifestation.
A place where we inform, build, and inspire.
The devil, during slavery, destroyed the masculinity or manhood of the so-called Negro. No man. No man. Right now you got to be trained all over again to be a man.
When someone is obligated to do something, it is binding upon them to do it. And failure to do it causes reaction.
Man up.
Position make you rich. I don't have that type of richness. My richness is life forever.
If black people knew their glorious past, if black people knew their glorious past, if black people knew their glorious past, then they would be more inclined to respect themselves.
I'm not saying I'm going to rule the world or I'm going to change the world, but I guarantee that I will spark the brain that will change the world. And that's our job, is to spark somebody else watching us.
A place where we inform, build, and
Man up.
inspire.
Manifestations. Man up. Manifestations. Man up. Manifestations. Man up.
A place where we inform.